What's up all you fellow toy collecting dudes and dudettes? Toy Shiz here, and we're going to be talking about everything that basically I collect. I get a lot of questions all the time saying, hey man, what do you collect? What do you like? And my short answer always is, it's a lot. And I don't mean it to be a lot. I don't ever want to be like an episode of AMC Hoarders or anything else like that. But there's so much good stuff hitting that it's kind of hard to say no once in a while. And I'll admit, a lot of the brands, they got me years ago, man. They got me back in the 80s. Transformers, Ghostbusters, you know, all this stuff that's still out to this day. Superheroes, Power Rangers, everything. The bigger and better now. There's lots more technology and things, and they actually start looking like what they're supposed to look like. If I was a kid today and cartoons were coming out, and you know what I mean, it's never going to be like the 80s, let's just be honest with that. But I'm saying hypothetical, and you see toys that actually look like the cartoons that you'd be watching, you'd lose your mind, man. I mean, like back in the day, you get like a He-Man, he doesn't look anything like the cartoon. Ghostbusters, they're great figures, but they never look like the cartoon until now, and thanks to Diamond Select, because I can't wait for December to roll around with those new real Ghostbusters action figures. I already got them on pre-order. I have a problem. Anyways, so like I said, we're going to be talking about everything that I am kind of collecting, and when I'm done, I'd like to hear from you guys in the comments. Like, what do you collect? What do you like? What are you really amped for? What can't you wait to hit store shelves? Because, like I said, there's so much coming out, and there's so many great toys coming out. Like things, I feel like it's 2018 is literally like the golden age of toys. Like it just. Last year was like the prelude to it. You know, they really started to ramp it up, and every single company has just been nailing it. Some that were kind of lagging have risen back to the top, like more than other companies that have been at the top for a while. Like they have, I feel, have instituted a lot of great play value, collectability, and have really invigorated a lot of what people used to collect back in the day. And it's awesome. So let's just get this right out the bat. First and foremost, as of now, as a older collector, and I love going to see the movies and everything, Hasbro, you got me with Marvel Legends. We'll just get that out of the door now. Like everyone knows, I love Marvel Legends. You love Marvel Legends. That's probably why you follow me. We all love Marvel Legends together. There's great figures. They're back in the day from the Toy Biz era up until now. There's probably like what are we at? Like 1,200 different figures or something like that. It's crazy. I mean, even adding like repaints and all that crazy stuff. There's got to be, you got to be pushing at least 1,000. We'll say that. But how crazy is that to think that there's almost 1,000 figures of a line that's continued for years and years and years. It's dropped off, it's come back, and now it's better than ever. People are talking about Marvel Legends. I see it on the news sometimes, like the 7 o'clock news, but I'm saying like on Yahoo News, IGN, they're always talking about Marvel Legends. They brought out the new X-Men wave that just came out, the Apocalypse stuff. They're talking about how great the figures look, and they do. They really do look fantastic, and they deserve every bit of credit. You know, they are pushing out great product. A lot of people, a lot of collectors like to say, you know what, it's not the best. They're kind of doing repaints here and there. They're cutting corners, yada yada, but that still doesn't detract from the fact that they're making great toys, and they're consistent about it. How many waves have we had already this year? And we still got the vintage wave, Black Panther, and it looks like Captain Marvel is going to be hitting, but I think that's going to be counted as a next year wave. So you really got 2 more waves left, so to speak, amidst all the other stuff that's been hitting like crazy. So Marvel Legends, I think, absolutely takes the cake. They're a lot of fun to collect. They're a lot of fun to talk about. People go crazy. The thing just came out finally on Walgreens' website. I like that people go nuts over toys. I think that's very interesting, and I think it shows that even though you like to say kids don't collect toys, that's not as popular as it is, well, to us, to collectors, to people who enjoy this, who have been doing this for years, man oh man, they absolutely love it, and it's so cool to see. DC Multiverse. I dropped off for a little bit. I got into DC Universe Classics for a long time. Love those things. Still have them. Never sold them. Here's another thing. A lot of people tell me, oh, line ended, so I sold off my collection. What? Why would you do that? You know, what if they bring them back? Or it's just something to hold on to, you know, for years. I guess as in terms of thing, you never sell off stuff. You gotta keep it. You gotta be buried with that stuff. That's kind of garish. No, but I'm serious. Like, let's say DC Multiverse. It was kind of like a Marvel Legends thing. They started off as one, they came back, and now they're really pushing the envelope. You got a lot of great designers, a lot of great people who have a love and just a sheer, just, they're so into it. And you can tell. And a lot of companies, even though they make figures and stuff, you can't really tell. With Mattel, when I was at SDCC, I saw the passion they have behind their eyes. They were just like, they're talking to me, and they're telling me stuff. I'm like, who's this? I don't know this much about DC. I would be honest with you. DC, I love DC. I was a big DC fan back in the 90s. Like, Batman the Animated Series really propelled me into all that. Then you had Spider-Man the Animated Series, and that brought me back to Marvel. You go back and forth, I feel like, at least when I was a little kid. So I had a lot of knowledge of DC. I don't have any knowledge, basically, of the new DC universe or whatever they're really doing with it. And I'm trying to change that. I know there's 3 Jokers. I know they're meeting the Watchmen. I know that there's, Batman kind of started over, and there's other characters that are still missing, and they're not. It's a mess to me, because when I think about what DC Comics was back in the day, I could tell you all about that stuff. 70s, 80s, 90s. It's really clear cut to a certain degree. You had Zero Hour. That was interesting. Anyways, Death of Superman. That was a lot of fun. God, that was a lot of fun. But you really have to think. DC, it's been on a slow degrade. At least with the toys, I feel like they're starting to nail it again. And I think next year is going to be bigger and better for Mattel. I think they're really going to nail it. I think they see it, they know collectors want it, and they want to play with the big guns, and they're going to bring it hard. You got the new Spoiler and the Harley Quinn that I found at Walmart the other day. They're great figures. They really are. They're a step in the right direction. Spoiler still uses a lot of the old body parts, but hey, that's what you have to do when you're trying to reinvigorate something. You start slow and you start building. You got Harley Quinn. She's showing off the new articulation. And by the time you got the new Lobo wave, the Lex Luthor wave, all those things that are coming out, you're going to be surprised. Mattel aims with these new sculpts. You have to think about that. They don't use the same kind of style, buck body, all that kind of stuff like Marvel Legends does. Marvel Legends pumps them out. They got, 6 to 7 figures per wave. DC Multiverse, they're looking at about 4 to 5 figures a wave. But they kind of split it up a little bit. 2 of them go to Walmart. They used to go to Toys R Us. And they're optional. You know what I mean? You don't have to get those figures if you don't want to. But if you're a collector and you're crazy, you have to get them. Because then, Clayface needs extra hands. Or Lex Luthor, he needs that extra dark side head with the mother box cube. You see how this gets? It gets real convoluted real fast. And then you start going like, well, I need it. Like, I need this because I need this. And if this comes out, then I need that because they hang out on a team, and then by the end of it, you're just out of money and you're in a cardboard box somewhere. But anyways, so I collect DC Multiverse is what I'm trying to say, and I'm still on board, and I will be collecting them far into the future. That is no joke. We're going to get out of superheroes. One of my favorite lines, one of my favorite things to collect, because they're few and far between, and when they really hit, they friggin' nail it, and I love them for it. Jakks Pacific's World of Nintendo. Now, I don't collect every single figure, right? I pick and choose, and I really only go for the Mario. I'm purely for the Mario. The Mario designs are fantastic. It's that old school magic to me of playing Mario games. They really know their stuff. They do a lot of retro stuff. I'm looking for that Walgreens, the 8-bit Mario with the Bowser. I'm keeping it in the box. The box is amazing. It looks like the World 8-8 Bowser level. It's so cool with what they did. And I sat at the Jakks panel at SDCC, and they're so happy. And again, also passionate about, and they knew their stuff. That was really cool. They know what it means. If Jakks, if you're listening, if you could do like a set of like the Game Boy Color, like the light yellow, greens, and all that kind of stuff. If you can do that and use it to some degree with some kind of Mario figures or something like a Game Boy graphics or anything, oh my god, like, just take my money, man. It's amazing. The newest figures that I found were like Iggy, and you had Raccoon Mario and the Metal Mario, and they're just the Hammer Bro, man. They're so cool, and they capture them. The articulation is minimal on these things, but they're so cool. They're so brightly colored. I love the world of Nintendo. It's amazing. So now, as much as I could tell you, I love something that I absolutely love, which I'm kind of a little bit fading off, right? And I'm not trying... So basically, I'm talking about Star Wars The Black Series. I have been collecting this line since, well, basically before they started in with the red boxes. We'll say that. It was kind of few and far between. I was kind of in and out. You know, I wasn't really collecting Star Wars all that much. I got the ones that I wanted. And I know that they're re-releasing a lot of them now, but I really feel like it's kind of gotten out of hand with exclusives, not really being able to find what you want, and just being really kind of lackluster, I guess, with the character selection. It's all over the place. The Last Jedi didn't really have that interesting of characters. I didn't want more Finns and Rays and like all that stuff. I wanted like creatures and droids, and there really wasn't that like in the movie. So they kind of started that little bit of a downhill for me. Moving into Solo brought it more, but it was more humans again. You know what I mean? Like, they didn't really do the creatures. They have Moloch coming, and I know he's been kind of hitting stores, so I'll be getting him. But I guess what I'm trying to say is that Star Wars The Black Series is not really like super interesting to me right now. I feel like I'm more interested in the re-release ones. Like, I want to pick up Bosk, and I want to get, you know, Zuckuss and all those. I want to have my bounty hunters. They had the centerpieces. They're not, you know, I'm really not trying to rag on them. I'm not trying to say anything bad. I'm just trying to say that it's a little bit too much. It's too much. It's too expensive for what you're actually getting, and it's all because it says Star Wars on it. I really don't understand the vintage collection. A lot of people are going crazy for those, but I don't understand the prices. You got $80 for a tank, and now you got $80 for a Walmart exclusive TIE Fighter, and the TIE Fighter doesn't do anything. And from what I've seen so far, it's, I mean, back in the day, and you can't compare it now, because Power of the Force, back in the 90s, man, they nailed it. Those vehicles were something special. They were fantastic. Plastic was cheaper. That whole chestnut, we're not going to get into that, but I'm just saying that you got more bang for your buck, and the buck was a lot better back in the day. It's just one of those things where it's not the same. And $80 for a TIE Fighter for Star Wars, that is expensive. That, and you know, here's the other thing. Star Wars, I should never walk into a store and see Star Wars as packed in merchandise as it is now. There are so many things on the shelf, and it's too much, I think. I think it's the Black Series, they're stocked. They were never stocked until The Last Jedi and then Solo hit. And I think it's because of the character selection. I'm sorry. It's what it is. I like, and many other people like, they like the original trilogy characters. Who doesn't? The new characters, they're interesting. I think Rogue One had a lot of fantastic looking characters. They were all a lot of human characters, but you did get some droids, you got some aliens, you got some stuff like that. Last Jedi, you didn't get like anything. It was like Kylo Ren, Kylo Ren, Kylo Ren. And then you got Luke Skywalker. And Luke Skywalker, he had 3 releases and he never came with anything. And we still don't even have the Force projection Luke Skywalker. That's the one that everybody wants. That is a classic Luke Skywalker that can go on your shelf. We got the island Luke Skywalker, and he doesn't do anything. You know what I mean? He sits there until he does the Force projection thing. So it's being uninterested and getting tired of collecting humans. I want Star Wars to be Star Wars. I want it to have interesting things. I want to collect interesting things. And the prices, you know, these exclusives to Target, they're $30 a piece. They come with a lot more weapons, yeah. The $20 figures aren't even really coming with anything, and it's such a bummer. And I understand how times are, I get it. But I'm just saying, as a collector, when you walk in there and Luke Skywalker doesn't even have a lightsaber, you could have put a lightsaber in. It's not going to give away anything from the movie. It's just Luke Skywalker has to come with a lightsaber. That bugged me. And I don't know why it bugged me. It's kind of like, you know, I'm just complaining just to complain, it feels like. But if you don't give Luke Skywalker a lightsaber, I don't get it. So here's my final thing on Star Wars. Collecting them still, but my interest is just kind of waning. I did find Beckett the other day, but when I kind of walked into the store and they didn't have the other ones, I was like, I guess I'll find him later. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't like, oh man, I got to tear apart the aisle and make sure no one put them anywhere and yada yada. But nah, it wasn't the same this time. So I'm hoping something reinvigorates me to Star Wars The Black Series, because otherwise it's just kind of a meh line to me right now. And I'm sorry, and it's not to rag on any of the designers, the artists, all the talent, everything that goes into creating these things. It's just my own personal feelings towards this. So that's just my reasoning behind it right now. So hopefully it reinvigorates me, gets me going back into the line. But as of right now, it's just kind of a meh. So we'll see what happens. Hasbro, I might as well just give you a check every month, right? At this point. You got me with Power of the Primes. You got me with the last installment of your trilogy. And then you're going to be working on a new trilogy. Made a deal with myself. I'm going to collect Transformers again. I haven't done this in a while. You got me with the Dinobots. But then I was like, you know what? That Optimus Prime is pretty cool. They're all pretty cool. Starscream, that's the sour grape in the whole bunch. Power of the Primes is a blast to collect. I'm only doing it for this year. I've had a fun time getting them. I have a few figures left that they haven't really released yet, but I like them. I think you guys did a fantastic job, and it was really nice just kind of collecting Transformers again. They didn't overload you. They were few and far between. You know, every couple months, a new wave would come out, yada yada. So there's not a whole lot of figures, but for what they did within 1 year, I think they did a great job. So I'm happy that it's ending. I won't be collecting Transformers probably for a while, you know, unless they go back to G1 or something like that. We'll see what happens. But I did have a blast collecting these figures, and I wouldn't change it. Moving into Jurassic World. Again, this is one of those lines where I'm picking and choosing what I collect. But what I am after is all the fantastic Jurassic Park toys that they're instituting in the Jurassic World Legacy Collection. I have picked up some extraordinary action figures, ones that I've been waiting them to do since Jurassic Park 1 came out. The Kenner figures were great, dinosaurs were great, but they never ever looked like what they were supposed to look like from the original movie. And Mattel, all these years later, man, they absolutely nailed it. One, they created some amazing action figures. They're great. They are so much fun. The packaging is great. Seeing them on store shelves, kids can play with them. I can play with them. You know what I mean? Make them move, make them talk. Oh, don't worry about it. Anyways, they're making them fun. And two, you're getting kids. Kids are collecting dinosaurs again. They're exciting. They're fun, and the kids are excited to collect dinosaurs. I'm excited to collect dinosaurs. Let's be honest. The Jurassic World movies are great for what they are. They got a lot of problems if you think too much about it. That's just how it is, okay? We don't have to go there, because it's taking that and it's going, hey, remember dinosaurs? Remember how fun they were? Remember they eat people? And Jurassic Park, and they tear down, you know, the porta potty, and Gennaro gets bit in half by a T-Rex. Well, if they release a Gennaro figure, I got a T-Rex now that can bite that sucker in half. The Legacy Collection Tyrannosaurus, you got like 2 or 3 different types. They're all friggin' cool. And you got the Jeep, and you got Grant. They're gonna have Malcolm do the kids, do Hammond, do Gennaro, do the guy in the very beginning of the movie where he pulls out the amber. I don't care. Just do every character from Jurassic Park. That's what I want. And next year, when you do the 6-inch Jurassic Park figures, I'm gonna lose my friggin' mind, because those are so rad. Get the Tyrannosaurus now if you're going to be collecting those, because that is a perfect 6-inch scale colossal T-Rex. I found a Raptor the other day that's perfect for a 6-inch. It's straight out of Kenner. Man, it's like the Kenner colors. It's amazing. Mattel, you got DC Multiverse. You got Jurassic World, Jurassic Park. I'm calling it Jurassic Park from now on. I can't say World. It just doesn't much for me. Anyways, Jurassic Park. It's amazing. You guys have hit a home run, and thank you to everyone at Mattel. You guys are so much fun to always talk to, and you guys know your stuff. You're having a blast making toys, and you're doing a fantastic job. I love it. NECA. Let's get into NECA. All right. NECA toys. I collect here and there, but I mostly gravitate towards the Alien figures. I love the Alien figures. They're great. I can't wait for the Batman vs. Alien and the Superman vs. Predator. And then I can't wait. Oh my god, those figures look so rad. I cannot wait for you guys to release those. But then you also have your horror figures, right? I didn't know how much fun I was going to have with Pennywise. You guys were nice enough, you sent me a Pennywise. I had a blast with them. So you know what I did? I went to Target and I bought the It figure from the new movie. And then I bought the new Predator. And I'm having a fantastic time buying NECA toys at Target. They're so much easier to get. It's fun going to Target to buy NECA toys. I got the Chucky doll. I'm not going to get the Freddy. I'm not going to get Jason and stuff like that. I really just don't have any interest in those figures. You know what I mean? It's not because they're not well made or anything like that. I just don't collect horror figures. But I like it. Those things scared me. Chucky scared me. It's a great, great figure. And NECA, man, they make... There's so much passion in what they do. You can totally tell. It's refreshing. It's nice to see. They're always so nice. It's a nice company to deal with, a nice company to buy from. They have some problems, yes, with quality control and yada yada. But you know what? I've never heard of a thing where they didn't want to replace it, fix it, make it up to you. So in that sense, more Alien figures to come. Do the Kenner stuff. Keep bamming that out. I've always loved the figures that you guys do for Alien, and I have quite the collection, and I love it. Here's a relatively kind of new company that I've been dealing with, is Jada Toys. And what got me into Jada was in earlier this year, they had a Ghostbusters, like, full-on metal car. And I lost my mind. I was like, oh my god, that's going to be a Target. I got to find that. I searched for 3 months, I think it was, and I finally came across it. Then I came across that they did a smaller version of the Ghostbusters car, and I found that randomly, and I had to have that. Then I came across an Optimus Prime figure, right? Well, it's not really a figure. It's just him in his truck mode. He doesn't transform. But he's still a great, great toy. Jada makes really cool stuff. They're the opposite of action figures. They make just interesting stuff. And it's mostly cars, and it's mostly die-cast. But I think they have a great, great shelf space, great room, and a very welcoming shelf space in the toy aisle because they're different. They make the toys... They're kind of back in the day, like 80s and 90s and stuff like that. They're not for everyone, but they're for people that grew up with nostalgic things, that grew up with die-cast, that grew up with certain things that remind you. So, if you got Spider-Man and you're dealing with Marvel Legends, well, if you want a really cool, like, taco truck from Deadpool, you can get one from Jada Toys. They make cool stuff utilizing other brands, you know what I mean? Like Black Panther's got like this souped up car, Iron Man's got a car, Spider-Man's got a car, you got the Fast and the Furious line, Ghostbusters hands down, which is amazing. They're also doing Transformers, they got mini Transformers, giant Transformers. They're fun. They're a lot of fun to collect with Jada Toys, and again, it's few and far between with what I get from them, but from what I do collect, it's amazing. I don't have a lot of knowledge with cars. I'm going to be quite honest with you. I know what I like. I know the ultimate car that I'd love to have one. But they're kind of like Hot Wheels. I collected actually a couple Hot Wheels. I got some the Marvel ones. They're actually really cool. But that's it. I see certain things and cool things that I like, and Jada makes really cool stuff that I like, that I can pick up here and there and talk about with you guys. And then you guys can tell me whether you like it or not. And I absolutely love doing that. And then that brings me kind of finally to Playmates Toys. You got Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles coming out, a brand new cartoon. I already knew going in, I had to have the 4 figures. I love the Turtles. I pretty much have every iteration of all 4 Turtles of all the years and like all that kind of stuff. So I had to add these to my collection. I finally found them the other day. I'm only going to collect the 4 Turtles and I grabbed Splinter. If I come across April, I'll pick her up too, just because I want to get the little cat thing that comes with her. It's part of the show. You know what I mean? You got April, Splinter, the core cast of characters. I am not going to get the other ones. Meat Sweats looks great. Baron Draxum looks great. The Origami Foot Soldier looks really cool. But it's not Turtles in the sense that I'm going to collect them. They're a little bit off in the sense of the bad guys, and it's not a fault. It's not anything like that. I just don't have any interest as a Turtles collector. I want the Ninja Turtles. If they do Shredder in this weird style of animation, sold. If you do Krang, sold. If you do any other characters that I remember, just reinvigorating them and everything else like that, sold. Totally sold. You got me. You got my money. I really like this style. And I've already completed the collection that I really wanted, so I'm kind of done. That's how it goes kind of with me. Marvel Legends, DC Multiverse, World of Nintendo, Black Series, Jurassic World, these will keep coming out. NECA keeps coming out with things. It's few and far between, but it's fun to collect when you get them. Marvel Legends is really the only one that I'm they're like a laser pointer fixture. It's like the Indoraptor. I saw something on the internet today. It was like, you got the Indoraptor, and you point a laser, right? It's a gun. You got the guy at the target. Why wouldn't it just be a gun? And you could See, that's what I mean. Don't think about like Jurassic World too much, and you're better off. The last and final thing that I collect are old toys. I have a lot of different collections of stuff that I have gotten over the years, and a lot of it, it's not really complete sometimes. So when I go to thrift stores, when I go to garage sales, when I go to estate sales, when I go anywhere that they have old toys and I can find something to add to my collection, that is probably my favorite thing. You could leave all these new toys home on the shelves and everything else, and I would take going and finding things at a thrift store or an estate sale any day of the week, because you never know what you're going to find, and I have found some rad things, and that means a lot. It traveled all these years, all this time, all these places, and it finally ends up in my collection, and that means something to me, and I like to take care of it. It's mine now, and it's like, you know, it goes behind a glass case or somewhere safe, yada yada. That's my favorite thing to do. So I hope you guys enjoyed me kind of like just babbling on about collections and toys and everything that I kind of dabble in, and I'm sure there's things that I've forgotten. Man, I still collect McDonald's toys when I do World of Nintendo, or I mean Burger King's got Power Rangers right now. I'm trying to complete that set. It's fun things for me to do if I'm driving around, if it comes up. Certain people call me up, hey man, I totally found this, do you want this, yada yada. It's something that I've always done. I love collecting. Now I want to hear from you guys. What do you collect? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Which I'm sure it's okay to disagree. Everyone, you know, they always think like, oh, I got to go along with the flow. No, you can disagree. Just do it in an articulate way. Don't say something sucks or something's bad or, oh, I hate this. Because that is just, it's a negative thing, and then nobody wants to really have a conversation. So let's talk toys. Tell me what you guys like. Tell me what you're collecting. What's the greatest thing that you found at the thrift store? What's your most recent find in the store? What are you planning on collecting? What's something that you'd like to see come up? I want to know. Tell me all about it. So with that, I'm going to leave you. I hope you guys have a great weekend. So drink some great coffee, eat some great food, but most importantly, find some great action figures. And when you do, let me know what you found. I'll talk to you guys soon. Adios.